All right, hey people, this is Chris Lucas. Today's September 18th, 2021. It's about 4 p.m. Just got done doing a show, but I want to make sure I just touched on this one topic real quick. Because if there's anything about that last show I want people to understand is this. So if you watched that last show, don't worry about it, but if you haven't. Anyway, this comes from the America Jesuit Review magazine, right? So it says in the headlines, do not give religious exemptions for COVID vaccines. New York archdiocese tells its priest. So this is by Michael J. O'Laughlin, August 3rd, 2021. And, the key things in this is that it says Pope Francis has made it very clear that it is morally acceptable to take any of the vaccines, and it said we have the moral responsibility to get vaccinated. I want you to keep that in mind. Reads a January 30th memo that the Archdiocese of New York confirms that it sent to its priest. The confirmation came after a correspondent for the Epoch Times shared an image of the memo on Twitter over the past weekend. So let's just go take a look at that real quick. So here's Bria Adele. New York Archdiocese confirmed this memorandum is authentic and they're not providing comment at this time. So I have reached out to the New York Archdiocese to verify if a memo circulating on social media signed by J.P. Calhere Sr. is authentic and approved by Cardinal Dolan. This letter is instructing Catholic priests not to issue religious exemptions for vaccines. So here's the letter we see. And it says in this letter, Pope Francis has made it very clear that it is morally acceptable to take any vaccines and that we have the moral responsibility to get vaccinated. Cardinal Dolan has said the same. There's no basis for a priest to issue a religious exemption to the vaccine. By doing so, he is acting in contradiction to the directives of the Pope. So I can't read all of it, or can I? Oh, here we go. There's no basis for a priest to issue a religious exemption to the vaccine. By doing so, he is acting in contradiction to the directives of the Pope and is participating in an act that could have serious consequences to others. Imagine a student receiving a religious exemption, contracting the virus and spreading it throughout the campus. Clearly, this would be an embarrassment to the Archdiocese. Some even argue that it might impose personal liability on the priest. Like I said in my show, though, I just did, when someone, you can, within reason, you can ask someone, maybe to do something for for public health reasons. But when I'm asking you to stab yourself in some way, to harm yourself in some way, because a needle, I mean, man, that hurts. You are hurting someone. It is breaking skin. It is, causing blood to be drawn. I mean, you are hurting someone. And I think that's where, the whole thing has to stop. All these arguments have to stop. But I'm not going to go into all that whole talk. Just listen to my last video. But I do want to say moral responsibility to get vaccinated. And then so we've got the Pope saying to trust science, right? But they run the science, so it's actually like to trust them, because we know the Vatican basically runs most of the science and has is influencing most of these people at these top science institutes. So and we know that they've offered papal papal vaccine campaigns offered punishments and rewards 200 years ago. So this isn't nothing new to them. but I want to get to this main point. And that is, this comes from the Catholic Herald. And it says, third, the death penalty can sometimes support the common good. St. Thomas Aquinas makes this point. Therefore, if a man be dangerous and infectious to the community on account of some sin, it is praiseworthy and advantageous that he be killed in order to safeguard the common good. Okay, so what did they say in this? Pope Francis made it very clear that it is morally acceptable to take any of the vaccines, and said we have the moral responsibility to get vaccinated. So if you have a moral responsibility to get vaccinated, guess what? It's probably immoral to not get vaccinated, right? In their eyes. So if it's immoral to not be vaccinated, if it's immoral, then it's what? It's a sin. So he said, therefore, if a man be dangerous and infectious to the community on account of some sin, it is praiseworthy and advantageous that he be killed in order to safeguard the common good. Because like I said, folks, I believe this is a papal inquisition or a papal crusade in the disguise of a concern for public health. I believe they've been planning this for many, many years. I don't think this thing came about out of the blue, and I'm connecting those dots. And I would say, to further understand what I'm getting at, Eric777 did a video about General Holdridge. I really think people should watch this video. I think it's one of the most important videos you could ever watch. This is the name of it. So just go to Odyssey, type in General Holdridge, Eric777, and it should pop up. Or just go to Eric777's page, Eric777, all one word. You can find him on Odyssey. And basically, this is a general that wrote a letter to Eisenhower, talking about the Catholic Church and its influence on the government of America, and how dangerous it is and why it's dangerous. Like I said, if you want to play my last video, I got that in my last video, but I just wanted to bring up that little point in this video.